Hey DCF, Pastor Brad. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your week. Hope you had a great weekend and got to enjoy some beautiful weather outside and enjoy some time away from work and some rest and got to participate in the Sabbath yesterday and worship and rest from the daily things that we are committed to in work and chores and things around the house, all of which are good things, but God has given us that rhythm of 6 and 1, or in our well-to-do country and world 5 and 2, but certainly having that one day set aside to rest and to remember as a foretaste what is ours in the new heavens and new earth, when our souls will be in that state of perfect rest that God has been in since the creation of the world, and so we long for that day, and our rest is a reminder of that day. I want to be encouraging you this week as the lifeguards are away on their summer mission trip, that you be praying for them daily. My son is going, and I'm honestly a little bit jealous. I've taken probably 13, 14 summer mission trips with the lifeguards over the years, and just absolutely look back with delight on the work that God did on those trips. They were a fantastic time for students to begin to own their faith, their own leadership, peer leadership. It was some of my fondest memories in my life, looking back on those trips. And he gets to go and I don't, and I'm so excited for him and for the group. And so I want to encourage you to be praying for them in your time of being with the Lord this week. Be praying for him. Or praying for them, in him, and the work that God is going to be doing in the group this week. Coming to you today with Lord's Day 50. Again, 52 Lord's Days. We're almost to the end. Hard to believe. And we're in the middle of the Lord's Prayer in that last section of gratitude or service after the grace we've been shown in our salvation. And so thinking about what does it mean to pray and walking through the Lord's Prayer that Jesus gives us in Matthew 6. And what does the fourth request mean? So we've had our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven, or on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. This is the fourth request in the prayer. What does the fourth request mean? Here's the Heidelberg Catechism's answer to that question. Give us today our daily bread means: do take care of all our physical needs so that we come to know that you are the only source of everything good, and that neither our work and worry nor your gifts can do us any good without your blessings. And so help us to give up our trust in creatures and to put our trust in you alone. So there's kind of three parts to that answer that I want to kind of break down for us. The first piece of what this means is, do take care of all of our physical needs so that we may come to know that you are the only source of everything good. And to this, I described it as a prayer to recognize the source, that God is the source of everything good we have in our lives. One of my theories on why in the American church we're not good at praying, and I would put myself in that category, is we're not desperate people. We have such an abundance of wealth and possessions that we think we don't need to pray this prayer. Why would I need to pray for food when I can go in my freezer and there's 6 months worth of meat frozen, or frozen veggies, or in the cupboard 3 months worth of canned goods or boxed goods and cereal, non-perishables that, when COVID hit and we couldn't go to the store for a little while, everything was good for the most part, right? So we are not a desperate people who need to pray this prayer. Give us today our daily bread, because our daily bread is already in the cupboard and it's already in the fridge. And yet the first motivation to pray this prayer is to help our hearts recognize the source of the provision, the source of everything good we have in our life, that all of it has come from God, lest we think that it was in our own strength and our own power that those things came about, and not the grace of God. And you could say the common grace of God, because whether people are worshipers of Christ or not, many have all that they need and more. God is the source of everything good. And so our heart's desire is to recognize his goodness and to not become self-confident in that, but to become humble, grateful, as we recognize the one who has given us all. So recognize the source. The second half of that sentence says, and that neither our work and worry nor your gifts can do us any good without your blessings. Okay, so that which God has given to us has a goal. And even if we have those things, they will not accomplish good without God's blessing upon them. So what is the goal? What is the goal of those blessings? Well, remember what we've already prayed in this prayer. Hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come. Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Give us what we need physically, and bless those things so that they can accomplish your good purposes, your kingdom coming, your will being done, your name being hallowed. May the things that you're giving us and equipping us with accomplish the goals we've already prayed for in this prayer. And if you don't bless them, their effectiveness will be null and void. And so part of what we're praying in Give Us Today Our Daily Bread is the prayer that God would not only give us what we need, but that he would bless those things to bring about fruitfulness in our life for the advancement of his kingdom and the proclamation of his glory. And then the final statement says, and so help us to give up our trust in creatures and to put our trust in you alone. Oh, how easily our hearts create idols out of things that are good that we make to be gods, and they become bad things. One of the lines that Mark Driscoll, a pastor out on the West Coast, always said was, we take good things, we make them God things, and they become bad things. That is so true. How easy is it to look at a stock portfolio or a 401k statement or a freezer full of food or a home that is paid off and try to find our comfort and security in those things. And yet this prayer is recognizing that God is the giver of our daily bread, and therefore our trust is in him, not in the blessings that he pours out or in the blessings that we have stored up for tomorrow. And so, this part of the prayer is so important for us to pray, whether we have an abundance or whether we're in a season of need. Paul talks in Philippians 4 about finding the secret of contentment, whether he has plenty or whether he has want. He can do all things through Christ who strengthens him. Christ is his hope. Christ is the source of his strength. Christ gives him contentment because Christ is his all in all. And our prayer is that Christ would give me what I need for today, that I might do all that I can do to fulfill the three prayers that I've already prayed. Hallowed be your name, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Have a great week, loving and serving your King, and I'll see you on Sunday.